During the 1990s, the Taliban imposed brutal restrictions on women, compulsory face coverings, restricted access to healthcare, and no access to education. Meanwhile, jobs were just some of the rules. Now, when the Taliban returned to power in Afghanistan this year, they struck a conciliatory note and made big promises on women's rights and liberties. However, in reality, things have been on the contrary. Women in Afghanistan once again have lost their freedom to work and their right to education. The days of repression for the women of Afghanistan are back. And defending Taliban's decision on a global platform was none other than its top ally and a staunch supporter, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. 56 members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation met in Islamabad to find solutions to the crisis in Afghanistan. And at a meeting that the world had its eyes on, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan defended the Taliban, saying that every society's human and women's rights are different. Listen in.
When we talk about human rights, every society is different. Every society's idea of human rights and women's rights are different. I just give you an example of the Pakhtunkhwa province, which borders Afghanistan. Because the culture is similar, because Taliban is basically predominantly a Pashtun movement, and there are more Pashtuns on our side of the border. Now, the city culture is completely different with the rural culture. I'll give you an example. We give stipends to the child's parents to put the girls into school. But in our tribal districts or the district adjoining Afghanistan, if we are not sensitive to the cultural norms of those people, even with stipends, they won't send their girls to school. But if we are sensitive to their cultural norms, without stipends, they're willing to send their girls to school. So this sensitivity, I'm afraid, when we are talking about human rights and women's rights, we have to be sensitive about this.
Meanwhile, not only this, Imran Khan told the forum and the international community that the Taliban's culture is similar to the culture in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where even though parents were paid stipend to send girls to school, but they were not given any education. Khan further justified Taliban's positioning on banning young girls at educational institutes. He stressed that countries worldwide must be sensitive to tribal customs. The Pakistan Prime Minister is now facing massive backlash on social media for his recent remarks. Since its takeover, the Taliban enforced new mandates where women attending universities must wear a burqa. They ordered girls and young women to stay home, away from schools. The Taliban has also banned women from appearing in television dramas. Female municipal employees have been told to stay home. So, the question that arises here is Imran Khan trying to defend these rights violations under the garb of culture? This isn't Khan's only remark that has sparked a controversy. Addressing on terrorism and terror-related incidents in the region, Imran Khan said ISIS threatens Pakistan from Afghanistan, adding that stability in Afghanistan is important.
We know ISIL is now a threat. It has been a threat. We have had attacks from Afghan border, from ISIL into Pakistan. So the only way you can control what is, and ISIL is capable of international terrorism. And the only reason you can deal with it is if there's a stable Afghan government.
Former Afghan President Hamid Karzai rejected Imran Khan's remarks and said that the threat of ISIS had been directed from Pakistan against Afghanistan from the very onset. He further warned the Pakistan government to strictly refrain from propagating against Afghanistan and its internal affairs. Meanwhile, Afghanistan has witnessed rising terror attacks by the ISIS Khorasan in recent months.